Good morning.
Morning.
Let me put my volume back up. When I'm on the call session, I turn my volume down, then I turn it back up. Has anybody traveled the roads out there?
No.
Mm,
Are you in the office?
no, I'm not. No. I was going to go for a little while and then I said, you know what, by the time I get there, I'll probably turn around and head back. Like I don't know what's going to happen. So
Looks fluffy though. We went out with the dog.
is it bad out there or is it okay?
No, I mean, on the sidewalks, it's fluffy,
Oh,
soft. Like,
fluffy. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited about this because I think this is where a lot of us fall short in our weekly schedule. Trying to figure out our schedule or trying to keep on schedule, right? We get torn in so many different directions. It's unbelievable. So crazy. Laura, your fireplace is beautiful. I love the way it's done with the built-ins and everything.
Thank you. I actually put a desk down here, a small desk, because I do better sitting at a desk. So I brought one of the desks from upstairs down here. So I'm not sitting on the couch and doing stuff.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm sure it makes a huge difference in your mindset alone.
yes, it does. I've done this the last, 3 days, and I'm more productive. So yeah.
It's great. It's really great. Where is I have been on Zoom calls all morning. Accountability call, a recruiting call, the call session to here, then to all under one roof. I've literally not stopped. So we'll just see if a few people will get on. Real estate time is different than real time. Who here is sick of snow?
Not yet. As long as we can still drive and get out in it. My family in Texas, they're like without power for 2 days.
I know, and freezing weather. I know, it's so sad what's
Yeah.
going on there. Well, actually, the reason we're getting so much snow is because Fred and Lori bought a house this year. So Fred said last night, it's my fault. I bought a house. Now I have to get out there and I have to snow blow every single day because of what's going on. So it's the Young's fault. We're getting all this, just so you guys know.
It's making us miss Alaska.
Yeah, we talked about Alaska last night. So interesting, right? So interesting.
We have good friends in Kentucky, and he just put a picture up and he said, at least our neighbors have a snowblower, so I get to use my Alaska skills again.
That's awesome. So I'm so impressed with my slides, the way they look this week. I just want you to know that, okay? I'm getting better at this whole putting together my own slide deck thing. So in the essence of our meeting time block workshop, we should probably get started on time, right? That wouldn't be a good start to not get started on time. So we have to start working smarter, not harder, right? So that's all about time blocking, is making sure we're making the most of each day. And I know how hard that is in real estate, believe me. So what is the one thing you can never get more of, right? You can get more leads, you can get more business, you can get more opportunities, you can get more open houses, you can get more money, right? We can get more of anything, but we can't get more of time, right? That's the one thing. There is always going to be 24 hours in a day, always going to be 7 days in a week, and that equals 168 hours a week total. So we need to manage our time, but we're surrounded by distractions. And I always say, agents mostly, and I guess because I only work with agents, right? And myself included in this when I speak about this, is it's like we have ADHD. And if anyone has this for real, I don't mean this in a bad way. It's that we just can't concentrate because our phone's ringing, then we're getting a text, then we're on an email, right? We have so many things pulling us in so many directions that we get pulled away from the most important thing, which is income producing activities. We have to be focused on income producing activities in our business. So the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So what does that vision of yourself look like? When you see yourself a year from now, do you see yourself living differently? Do you see yourself acting differently? Do you see yourself presenting yourself to your clients differently? Right? So it's all about that vision that we have for ourselves in our business. And the only way to get there is by managing our time more appropriately. So what is our contents today? The things we're going to go over. What is time block scheduling? Work smarter, not harder. Color-coded system. And weekly goals versus actual. Okay, because listen, our lives are crazy in real estate, and so it's unrealistic to say we can stick to a schedule day in and day out, right? We don't have a 9 to 5 job where we walk in and someone hands us a clipboard and says, this is what your job is today. You're going to file these paperwork from 9 to 10. You're going to do a presentation from 11 to 12, lunch from 12 to 1, right? We have all these different things that get in our way. So we don't have that. And I guess we have flexibility, and which is one of the things that people love about our business. And that's one of the things that prohibits us from getting to where we want to each day. So what is time block scheduling? So you wake up every day, right? And you plan on having a productive day. So that's your plan when you get up. You have a plan in place. I'm going to get this stuff done. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to send out mailers. I'm going to go on social media and post my post for the week. We have such great intentions every day. And then the first email you get is from an attorney who needs missing documents right away, right? So now you're in front of your computer and you're looking for those documents, or you're trying to get them into DocuSign so your client can sign them. And you finally get that all taken care of, and you don't even realize that an hour of your time has already gone by. Then you realize you must take your child to the doctor or your dog to the vet, right? There's always something. You get a call from your seller and they're not sure if they want to sell their house anymore. All these things are what we deal with on a daily basis. Your buyer saw a new listing that they must get into today. How quickly can you get them into it? Now you're spending a half hour just trying to get in touch with the agent to get you into the house, right? All of these things are what we deal with on a daily basis. So before you know it, another day has gotten away. So what can you do about it? So I'm going to share with you a time blocking system. In the system, you time block in 1 hour intervals. Because again, going back to not being able to concentrate, if you were to say, I'm going to take 4 hours out of tomorrow and make phone calls. I'm going to take 4 hours tomorrow and go door knocking. 4 hours is a long time, right? To stay focused on one activity. So it's unrealistic. And what's going to happen is we're going to get distracted, because if we have 4 hours to do something, then if we're getting distracted in the beginning, well, I still have 3 hours. Well, I still have 2 hours, and so you're going to let that time get away from you. So it's very, very unrealistic. So it is a color-coded system that you can track the times you are making money, working with no money, tracking money, and spending money. And I'm going to go through that with you. So again, we want to work smarter, not harder. So either you run the day or the day runs you. So a lot of you, we talk about controlling your business. You also have to control your day. That's part of controlling your business, right? It's really, really huge. So how do we work smarter, not harder? Number one, we need to prioritize, right? We need to prioritize the things that we need to get done each week. Instead of putting them aside when something comes up, we have to say, no, I cannot let this go. I need to take this time so that I can continue to grow my business. We have to time block in 1 hour segments. We have to treat our prospecting hour as a client or an appointment, not just a suggestion. And I think that's where we go wrong, right? We put it in there, and if something else comes up, that's the first place, because we don't want to do it, right? We're realistic enough to say to ourselves, we're honest enough with ourselves to say, I don't want to prospect. So if my buyer wants to go out at 10 o'clock and that was my prospecting time, well, that's what's going to go first, right? Because the things that you don't want to do are the things you're going to get rid of first, you're going to cross off. If you need, so you have to do what you said you were going to do. You make a commitment to yourself and you stick to that commitment. If you need to remove an hour for prospecting, it needs to be moved to another time, not just removed altogether and I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, because that tomorrow never comes if it's not on your calendar. And you have to always remember, because again, we want to be realistic, there is no such thing as a perfect week, right? There's no such thing, especially in real estate. We're not going to end the week and go, wow, I got to do every single thing on my calendar that week and no one distracted me, because that's probably not a great thing either, right? If you don't have any business distracting you, right? So we want to have a balance. So if you can hit 3 days sticking to your calendar per week, that's a win. Again, we want to be realistic. Do not let distractions stop you from getting what is going to make you money. Do not get derailed, because that's what we do every week. We get derailed. So the color-coded system. So here's a example of a color-coded system. So number 1, everything in green that you have in the month and during that week is going to be what makes you money. Okay, so it's going to be calls, it's going to be emails, it's going to be thank yous, handwritten thank yous sent out. Okay, online meet and greet, a market seminar, right? All the things that are going to bring you in front of your clients. Those are your making money slots. So again, prospecting, we say prospecting, and when we say prospecting, that's a really general term. We take it as it's a cold call, right? You hear prospecting, you hear cold call, right? And so automatically you get like, oh no, I don't want to make cold calls. But prospecting means reaching out to your sphere, emailing them, texting them, sending out thank yous to past clients or calling them to thank them, right? So it's about getting in front of your clients. That's what prospecting is. It's about getting in front of people. Number 2 is yellow. That's when you're working and making no money. So right now you're working and you're making no money. So this is a perfect example of something that you would put in yellow on your calendar each week. Okay. Also, any emails that you're going to do. If you're going to answer emails, right, you should have specific times of the day that you're answering emails. Because if you allow yourself to just sit in front of your computer all day and answer them as they come in, you're going to be distracted and you're not going to get anything done, right? So emails is another suggestion for working with no money. I know Lori and Tara are meeting once a week to do dialogue sessions, which is great. That would be working no money. You're still working and it's working on your business, but you're just not, it's something that's generating money at that time. Okay. And then blue is tracking money. Okay. So what's tracking money? Tracking money is your goals that you've set up for yourself and where are you at? So if you started the year out and said, I want to have 2 transactions a month, or I want to do $1 million in dollar volume a month, or I want to do, 10,000 in gross commission a month, whatever you promised yourself for the year coming up, are you on task? So you have to track your money. You have to see if your goals are aligned with what you're doing every day, and what do I need to adjust to get back on track? Or am I, doing more than I thought I was going to do? And I want to stay like that. I don't want to then say, well, now I can stop. I want to keep myself on track. So that's really keeping your goals and your business on track is anything in blue. So budget, review your week, and then obviously prepping for your week would become tracking your money. Okay. Because you need to prep. Then spending money. So anything in red is spending money. So that's your personal time. Okay. So that's when you're having dinner. Maybe you're going out to dinner with your significant other. Maybe you have to help your kids homeschool. All these things now that have become our life, that's your personal time. Maybe it's taking time to exercise each day. That time you are not going to answer any calls. answer any emails, answer any texts. So when you put that hour in for your kids or for your wife or for your husband or for your significant other, or for whoever it is, your boyfriend, your cat, your dog, whatever it is, that time is going to be for you. Because if, again, you're being distracted, then you're really not getting that personal time that you need to decompose and relax. Okay. So you're never going to feel that you've relaxed. So we always need that work-life balance. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's 24 slots filled with makes money. Okay. Now there's no system to how many you need to have, except for making money, obviously should have the most slots. And then spending money, your personal time, has 22 slots. Working no money has 28 slots, and then tracking money has 5 slots. So again, this isn't a algorithm for you to follow. It's just something that you need to pay attention to. And then every day, after hours, accountability. Look at your calendar and see the things that you were able to commit to for the day. So this is what your calendar looks like when it's blank, right? So I'm going to share this with you so that you have your own calendar to fill out via Excel. Okay, so it automatically look like this or something like this, very close to this. And then you can fill it in with your red, blue, green, and yellow slots each week. Now, I like to do my calendar on Sunday. Maybe you like to do yours on Saturday. Maybe you like to do yours on Friday, the week before, right? Just so that you know what your week is going to be set up. So before you finish your day on Friday, maybe you want to have your calendar set up for the following week and then review it on Sunday before the week starts. But it's really important that you put together your calendar ahead of time. Really, really important. So weekly versus actual. Okay, again, very important to know. Remove this. So for things to change, you have to change, right? So that means sitting here today, you made the commitment to take your time out of this morning and to learn about how to time block and to be effective with your time each week. So you've made the first step. You've already committed to it. Now the next step is, once I send you the Excel sheet, for you to actually start filling out your calendar. And then the next step with that is that you have to actually look at it every morning when you wake up or the night before. Okay. You have to actually be prepared each and every day. So remember, guys, I always like to say your business, think of yourself as a brick and mortar, right? How are you getting people through your doors every single day? You need to be doing these activities in order to be successful. So there are different ways of prospecting. You must have this planned out prior to your time block. Sphere calling is one, neighborhood calls, open house calls, circle prospecting. Be prepared so that you do not waste time during that hour trying to figure it out. Again, so what I'm saying is, if your plan is to make calls, open house calls on Wednesday prior to the open house, you can't sit down at 10 o'clock without a list in front of you. That has to be prepared prior to you sitting down and doing that, right? So remember that. So green is going to be you making your neighborhood calls, right? Yellow then is going to be preparing to make your neighborhood calls, right? Because that's working, but making no money. So you want to make sure that you're still working, but at that time, you're not making any money. So maybe you prepare it the day before, maybe you prepare it the morning before, but it has to be prepared before. When you sit down to make those calls and to block, and you have that time blocked off and you're going to focus, you already have to have your list in place. It can't be part of that hour to then try to figure out who you're calling, how you're getting the numbers, right? So again, preparation is key when you're doing this. And the more you do this and the more successful you are at it, it's just going to become a way of life. So be prepared so that you do not waste time during that hour trying to figure it out. Green, the making money time slot should have the most blocks on your calendar. Go back and review your day. Accountability. So each day at the end of the day, before you finish off, before you sign off in your mind for the day, make sure that you are looking over your calendar and seeing what did you accomplish and what didn't you. And yes, like I said, there's going to be no perfect days, right? No perfect days. So then you have to go through and say, did I accomplish the things I want to? And any of those green slots that you did not accomplish, they need to be moved to another time that week. So they can't just be crossed off till next week. Those are the most important time slots. They have to be moved to another time. So now maybe you have to make calls on Sunday. Maybe we're going to take Sunday off, but you've already now taken that time away from your day. You need to put it over there. Okay. Go back. Oh, I said that. Go back and review accountability. If you had to change an appointment, it needs to be added to another day that week. It can't just be forgotten about. So that's really huge. So I want everybody to put together next week's calendar. So I'm going to share with you what the calendar is, so we can put it together, because if we get off this call, you're going to then look at your emails, and then you're going to look at your texts, and you're going to look at all these other things, and then you're going to get distracted, and then it's going to be 5 o'clock, and you're going to be like, oh, did Missy ever send me that calendar she said she was going to send? Right? And then you're going to start looking through your emails, and then you're going to say, Missy, did you send me that calendar? And it's going to be this whole thing, and now it's tomorrow, and you haven't accomplished anything. And I'm not, listen, guys, I'm no different than you are. Could you hear me that whole time? I'm assuming you could. Right? Because I had my earphones plugged in the whole time.
We could hear you.
But I didn't have my earphones in. I'm like, what am I doing? All right. So give me 1 second. I was just preparing the calendar. And then, so what happened? So this is a perfect example of life. I'm preparing the calendar for you guys in between all these sessions. And one of the agents calls me and says, you are the voice of real estate. We have a question and you're the person we called. So how can I say to them, oh, I'm sorry, I was in the middle of something, right? So let me finish this for you. Does anybody have any questions in regards to this? I have started this myself. On a piece of paper, obviously not in here, but I'm going to do this in here. And this week, and it really has worked already. So I just hope I stay on task, because like I said, this is the worst. This is how we all get caught up each week. Let's see how good I am, people.
Missy, a question?
Mm-hmm.
Will it automatically come up with the colors, or do we have to load the color in?
Yeah, you'll have to. I'm not that good at Excel. So you will have to load the color in based on what your activity is.
Okay.
Right, because you're going to have different times.
Well, you can use a highlighter. You could use the highlighter.
Is the highlighter on here?
I don't know.
So, Missy, right underneath the font size, there's a paint bucket and an A with a red. So you can actually click on a cell and change the cell color and you choose the paint bucket and you decide on your color scheme. So click on your cell and then go onto the paint bucket, and then there will be a list. There will be different color choices. And then you can just decide on what color blocking, how you want to do it.
Oh, okay.
Do you have to type the activity in first, or do you?
No,
color
it doesn't
first?
matter. Either
Okay.
way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter which way you do it.
So I just want to add the Saturday and Sunday here. See, this I should have sent to Stephanie.
You could still do that if you want. If you want to stop now and we can discuss it offline, and you tell me what you want to do, and then we can send it to everybody.
I just
do
want
it that
them
way.
to do it. I just want them to do it. That's
Yeah,
why.
we'll do it.
All right.
We can do it.
All right. We're going to share this. I'm going to share it with her right now so she could. No, I want to share it with you as a, wait, oh, maybe it's blocked by this thing. That's why. Darn faces are always in my way. Okay. I shared it with Stephanie, our guru. So I don't know who's connecting right now.
Do you want me to do it now, Missy?
If you don't mind, just add a
No, I don't
Saturday and
mind.
Sunday to it, and then accountability on the bottom, like inspiration on top. That would be great. And
It
then
was me
maybe-
joining on my computer, Missy. I just switched.
Oh, I was like, who's just joining? But then I saw it was you. I said, oh, okay, she must have
I
gotten
was
it.
trying
Okay.
to manage it on my phone and I'm like, no, I have to go on my laptop. It's too hard.
That's so funny.
Okay, so in Excel, I gotta move us around.
I know, isn't that the most difficult?
What do you-
thing?
Tell me what you want to do and I'll do it.
I just wanted to add Saturday and Sunday to
Okay,
the side here. So that it matched. Look how good she does it, see? When you know Excel, you know Excel. When you don't know Excel, it's like a monster.
so this would be inspiration 6, right?
Mhm.
And just as a trick, tabbing goes to the right. When you tab, instead of having to like find the space, you could actually just tab over.
I missed the earlier portion of this. Did you guys say what to do for each day?
So I shared with everybody, well, I'll share it with you while Stephanie has the screen. Let me just see something.
I have a question. What if we don't have Excel? What if we have Max and we don't have Excel?
What are you trying to do? What do we, I mean, I didn't get this. I missed the first part because I'm bad.
Where this is your calendar that you're going to live by every week. Okay, so it's going to be color coded. So anything that is money making, like prospecting,
Uh-huh.
or door hanging, or anything like that, is going to be in green, so that that's the money making activities you have that week. Anything that is
Okay.
working and no money is going to be in yellow. So that would be like what you're doing right now. You're on a training, but you're working, but you're it's not a income producing activity. If you're doing
And then
a
what about
dialogue,
showing houses? What does that count as?
that's a working no money until you write up an offer.
Yellow?
That's a yellow.
No money.
Blue
Good to
is
know.
yeah. Blue is tracking money. So the blue
does that
should be
mean?
that should be the least on your calendar, and that's when you're just it's like your accountability. Like, am I on track for my goals? I need to see where I'm at, what I've closed, what I have in my pipeline, that type of thing. So if you're on track for what you set your goals for the year. So maybe you'll look at that once or twice a week. So that'll be blue. And then red.
Once a week?
Yeah, once or twice a week. I'll show you the example. I have an example calendar for you.
Is that all you want me to do, Missy? You want me to do anything else?
It just
So I added Saturday and Sunday.
I just want to see on the, I can't move it. On the bottom, what time does it go to?
5.
Can it go to like 6 to 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. So red is spending money. So even though you may not be specifically out there in a store spending money or, online spending money, that's your personal time, right? So you need to block time off for your personal time. And when you block time off for your personal time, you also have to remember that you should not be answering your phones at that time either. You should not be looking at emails. You should not be answering texts. Like, that should be like, you need to really step away during that time frame. So at the end of the week, you want to make sure you have more of the greens, right? So green and red could probably somewhat equal, and yellow. But greens are really what you have to focus on. And you cannot, once you commit to doing this, if someone calls you and says, oh, I want to see a house at 11, and you had an hour, it should be blocked off in hour increments, everything you do, and you already had that hour blocked off for prospecting, that prospecting has to be counted to you like it's a commitment, like it's a appointment, like it's a, right? It has to be done, or otherwise that's the first thing you're going to give up in your day every single day, because that's the least thing that you want to do.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's just to get you on schedule. So you have to make sure that you're putting a schedule aside every week, whether anywhere from Friday to Sunday for the upcoming week. And you also have to make sure that when you're putting in your green and it's prospecting, whatever prospecting activity you're doing, it has to be, you have to have it prepared before you get to that hour. You can't get to that hour and say, oh, now I'm going to look for phone numbers for this person, because then that hour is going to get swallowed up, and then maybe have 15 minutes to call people, right? Or 15 minutes to go hang door knockers, or 15 minutes to email, do a blast email, right? Whatever it is that you're going to do. So you have to prepare, and that would be a yellow block, because that's working, making no money. That would be a yellow block that when you're the preparation part of your prospecting hour or your green hour.
So I want to prep for my green.
You want to prep for your green, yes. So the reason why we're waiting for Stephanie to do this now is because I really
How
want.
many hours do I need to make green? It's like every day a week, 1 hour a week, 2 hours.
The example we had 26 hours of green. So again, we want it to be realistic. Do not just put things in green with the intention that you're not going to do it, right? Because nobody's following you.
Missy, is that all you wanted me to add?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'll send it back.
Okay, so I'm going to share this with you guys. Okay.
So do you have that original sample one?
Yeah, I'm going to show it to you right now. So this way we can have it up while you guys, I'll share with you the side. So this is the sample. Can you see it? Is it easy for you to
Yeah,
see?
I can see it. That's perfect.
Okay. I didn't know if it was blurry or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to now keep that up here. I'm going to go on a different computer and I'm going to share. Oh, I can't. I'm going to forward. Let me see who's on here.
Do we have to create this in Excel, or is it like a link we could just click on and populate?
Yeah, I'm going to share it with you right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, send it out to you, and then I'll put that up as a as an example so that you have an example.
Great. Thank you.
Lori, did anybody answer you about the using numbers?
No, we didn't. No, I don't think we did.
I heard you doing it, but I was trying to do mommy thing and all at the same time. So you should be able to open it still. I don't know how many, like, I don't know what the editing capability will be at that point. But you actually might be able to edit in Google Docs.
Okay.
So upload it to your Google Sheets.
Okay.
Like we did, remember we did that with your, what were we doing? Something else. Remember we were doing something else? We had that problem. So you can just, grab Missy's sheet that she sends you and then upload it to your Google sheet. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have my video on. Upload it to your Google Sheets and you should be able to just edit it at will at that point.
Okay, I'll try. I was looking up on how much it's going to cost to put that on my computer.
Microsoft 365 is, I think it's like $75 a year.
Okay.
It's like it's really cheap. I have it.
I love Microsoft 365 because you can access it from
you can get it
anywhere you
anywhere,
are, any computer. If you were in the office, you can access it. It's awesome.
I don't know if Lori really needs it. I mean, you can use it, you can buy it. Obviously, anybody could buy it, but I don't know if you want to have another additional expense. You know, but the Google Docs is free.
Okay, I'll look it up.
So, you know, it's totally up to you.
Okay.
All right, guys, so I just shared with you the Excel spreadsheet.
Mhm.
So you should all have gotten it in your email.
You know, stink pot. Ooh, stink pot.
You know I'm laughing at you, don't you? You know.
I used to be so good. I would get up and like be in the office by 8, 9.
Well, there's a snowstorm today, so we didn't expect that.
No. I made video messages yesterday. A guy with like a $2 million listing, not
I'm
listing, a
doing video
buyer lead.
messages today after my all my trainings. I'm doing my video messages. I finally got it set up. I didn't allow. I had to allow access, but I had to find where to allow access. It was like a big, crazy thing. So now that I did it, I can finally send video messages. So did you all get the Excel?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I got it.
My husband's Excel genius. He's done, I have like 20 different kinds of Excels.
No, yeah, he is. He really is a sales genius.
He's really good. He does it in like 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
like really intricate ones. This is very cool though. I never thought about it like this. Working for no money.
Well, I mean, it's so simple, right? And I mean, like, yeah, we could have made these words a little bit more creative, right? But the truth is, this is what we're doing, right? So why fluff up something that we're doing? So
No, my husband knows a lot of big words, and I always say to him, "How come you never teach me any of them?" And he's like, "Well, the words that everyone knows are the best words to use."
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And it's just makes it more. It makes it easier for all of us. So
Yeah.
you're either making money, you're not making money, you're spending money, right? Or you're tracking your money. That's it. These are the things we're doing with our money. There's no other thing. So let's not, we don't want to make it into something it's not. We want to make it simplistic. So
Yeah. So spending money when I'm not working, technically I'm
Mhm.
spending it. Right? So
Yep.
it's like when
So
I'm
open
hanging out and doing
houses is
nothing.
green. Open houses is a green thing because you're actually getting face to face with buyers and sellers, right? So anything that was income producing activities is, actually, like I said, seminars. Like this person, the example I have, there's a radio show on Friday and Saturdays, right, in the morning. So again, that's something where he's building his brand and his business. Now, this person actually, which is who I, was not copying, but sharing his secrets because he shared it. He lives in a state that, the prices of houses are a lot less, right? So you have to do a lot more. But his first year of success, he did about 100 closings. And so, but never saw his family. And so the purpose of that saying, finally, this is not a work-life balance. This is just work, work, work. And I have no life whatsoever. So I always say the beauty of being in real estate is you can have a work-life balance, but you have to put in everything you're doing in a calendar. So if you're going, to communion on a Sunday, if you don't have that in the calendar and then you book an open house, you're going to be upset with yourself, right? So it's you're the reason why you didn't get to enjoy your family. If there's something during the week that you wanted to do, whether it be go to a doctor or visit, your grandmother, whatever the case is, like everything has to be in your calendar. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Things are going to change. Things are going to get moved around. It's just the way life is. But for the most part, if you can do this and stick to your calendar, it's going to change your life and your business dramatically. So is everybody working on their calendar? Or at least starting it and getting it started, because that's really what I want. I think it's important to accomplish today. That you don't walk away from here without even looking at it or opening it up and having it, saved to your computer so that you can start working on it when you have time. Like I said, by the end of the day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that's when your calendar should be complete, including your preparation times. So if you're going on a listing appointment, that would be green, and yellow would be you preparing for your listing appointment prior to, not running in the office 15 minutes before, running around like a chicken without a head. And then of course, what happens? The copier doesn't work. The scanner doesn't work. You can't find Silvana. You needed to get something from Stephanie, right? That's what we typically do. This makes it much more relaxing, and it gives us time to prepare for all the income producing activities we need to do when we're making money.